Greetings and hello, Kaiser Philip V here today to talk about the recent papal visit, or more exactly my impression of it, because I'm sure most of you have been keeping up with it, whether you like the guy or not. Me, I made the decision to ignore the man entirely, because when you're dealing with populists, the best thing to do is take away their microphone, in a sense. Just ignore them, you know? Act like they don't exist. That's the best thing to do with people like that, because their only power comes from popular support. So if you just ignore them and you take away their ability to get popular support, they're nobodies. He's a nobody. He has no particular qualities of exemplary character. He has no particular skills. He has no particular special capabilities or abilities. He's just a nobody. He's just an Argentinian clergyman who's pretending at present to be Pope. And is being aided in his pretending by several shameful examples of clergymen and princes of the church who now occupy various positions of authority within the institutional modern-day conciliar church. That is also playing pretend at being Catholicism, and is failing against anyone with a basic understanding of Catholic history that is not taught in a conciliar university, which, you know, you could learn if you even took basic secular history of the world. And really, I'm going to be talking in this video a lot to Pope Francis. I've addressed, you know, the pontiff multiple times on blogs and Facebook and, you know, other things in his administration multiple times, and I never got a special Pope phone call. So I'm just going to keep talking in general to express what I think are the sentiments of multiple people out there today. And if you really want to defend this man, I don't care what you have to say. I will not listen to you at this point, because I am done listening to people tell me that this man is Catholic when I literally did more legwork to learn my religion than half the people. No, not even half the people. More than all of the people in the parish I converted to become Catholic. I did more than I think any of them will do in their collective lives for their religion. I'm going to make that claim right now until you know, it's changed in the fact that it's overruled because it's an illegitimate claim and someone has done something exemplary, I guess. You know, in what I call drive-through parishes. You know, you come in, you get your mass, you get your sacraments, you make mom and dad happy, you get out. And Jorge Bergoglio, what planet are you from, man? Where did you come from? I mean, the obvious answer to this question is Argentina, but where did you come from? What planet are you from, really? Let's be honest here. What disgusting laboratory experiment did you come out of? Because you're a piece of work, man. You are a piece of work. Let's look at the state of the Catholic world today from my perspective. The Catholic faith is in absolute abject ruins. It has been reduced to a quirky, quasi-religious cultural facet. Its political power is all but laughed at. It has no armies to its name unless you count the Swiss Guard, which I think the last time any Swiss Guard saw combat was not in any of the current reigning members' lifetimes. Not the current reigning members, the current standing guards' lifetimes. None of them have so much of, I think, been in a fist fight. Every single Catholic country in the world ought to be considered a missionary country, because the changes of the last 400 years to Europe have been accepted, solidified, and all but applauded by you and your ilk, who've been running this show since the beginning of Vatican II, since the election of John the 23rd. And I call him John the 23rd because I didn't bother to learn the disgusting little fat fuck's name. Yeah, if you don't like me swearing, the little exit button should be like right up here. It's right there. You can click it and you can go about your business, because I'm done playing with kid gloves on this subject. I have a policy that is the same for honesty and an ass kicking. If you ask for it, you better be ready to get it. Back to the point. Europe is being flooded right now by immigrants who are displaced because of the failed anti-imperial what's a better word? Non-imperial policies of Western nations today, which is basically, let's just destroy countries, replace them with an alien political system that is, by our own country's example, prone to chaos and abuse, and expect everything to go well. Oh, and every time you elect someone we don't like, we invade again, and we kill them, or we fund a rebel faction, because that's just how we roll, you know? We just spend money, waste our men's lives, and waste bullets, and waste good energy and time and attention span on destroying things. We don't build anything. Building nations? Using our wealth for the benefit of other countries? Spreading civilization? Creating global stability? You xenophobic racist! Oh no, we're much better now. We use robots to fight our wars. We use drones to indiscriminately blow up targets. We don't put men on the ground anymore. We don't do that anymore. No, we're better than that. We just wait to be shot at before we engage obvious enemies. We pussyfoot around issues of geopolitical instability and chaos and corruption. We ignore the consequences of our actions and refuse to own up to them. Oh no, it's even better. The same failed government structures that you try to put in these countries, they just keep you from doing anything constructive about the biggest displacement of people since the World Wars. And I don't want to hear a single European telling me how awful these people are because they won't stay and fight their countries. Listen well, sluts. You created this situation. You put it there. And if you didn't help it, by God Almighty, you let it happen and you didn't say anything. You did nothing of consequence. You did nothing of value. You used your position in politics or in the military to scream your radical talking points so you can get elected. You were compliant so you could keep your job. You let this happen, or maybe give you the benefit of the doubt. You're just brainwashed by your own Enlightenment ideas about the world, so you think what you're doing is the right thing, even in the face of the massive chaos it's created. My country, the U.S., hasn't learned since the Spanish-American War that you can't just create independent countries, not give them a reason to stay on good terms with you, and then expect them to be on good terms with you. What did we give Cuba, Puerto Rico, the Philippines, to give them any reason to stay with us? We didn't give them anything. In fact, it's amazing, really. You know, the one, you did it right with Hawaii. You did it right. You kept them. Good job. You did it. Alaska, you did it. Good job. What the hell happened? Did you not realize that these two fully functional, stable parts of your country only exist because you kept them? Because you made them codependent? Because you created a symbiotic relationship where you can both benefit more than from being separate? Do these simple concepts that I can grasp from my lowly position as a 19-year-old college student with a fascination with history and who's played way more grand strategy games than he has any right to have the time to waste to do so, how can I grasp these things and European nations can? How can almost everyone I've talked to with these simple subjects agree with me, and yet people who are supposed to be experts, who are supposed to be making intelligent, informed decisions, can't do it? Really. This is your world, Pope Francis. This is the world you live in. This is Christendom today. Christendom doesn't exist. Let's be honest. It doesn't exist. Okay, it's a piece of history. It's gone. All right. The geopolitical alliance, de facto, of Catholic nations is gone. It's been gone for a long time now. It's literally deceased. And you've done nothing to avert the crisis in many countries today who do have strong Catholic histories. Where was the papacy, I wonder, when Philip IV of Spain, or no, Philip V of Spain, Philip V, took a secular coronation oath, the first one in Spanish history, to Parliament, of all things, to mankind, however nebulous that term is at this point, and how meaningless it is at this point. Well, the Catalonians are going to get independent soon, and that's going to create a lovely apple of discord in geopolitics between France and Spain very soon. So I'm just going to wait and see what happens. And probably what's going to happen is, if I was an intelligent person, France and Portugal would, ally and just, take turns beating the shit out of Spain to accept Catalonian independence, because that's just how this game is played, people. And you say nothing about this. What do you take the time to say? You wrote a papal You wrote a papal encyclical on climate change. I am all for the environment. I am all for responsible stewardship of Earth's natural resources for the benefit of humankind and for the continuation of the health of our posterity. I'm all for that, 100%. But what is this? What is this about turning off air conditioning? What is this about just an encyclical on climate change? Do you realize over half the Catholic faithful couldn't pass a catechism test that might have been given to what we would recognize as a 5th grader in, the 20th and 19th century? You've literally made a generation that is hemorrhaging from Catholicism. And you know why you've done that? It's not because we're too conservative. It's not because we're too traditional. It's not because we're stooges. It's because this religion is a joke now. It's gone a long way from what it used to be. It's a joke. The Roman Catholic Church is a whore. It has become like Jerusalem in the days of the prophets, whoring itself out to whatever comes along. Denying its cultural heritage, denying its history, denying its theology, teaching willful, apparent, obvious heresy. I can go wave a hand and slap several scholars across the face on accident who I like very much, who, know about the history of the Christian religion and can tell you, unbiased, with a straight face, no stutters, no pauses, no regrets, no bullshit, that the Catholic religion after the 1960s is a different religion. In character, in aesthetic, in sound, in smell, in act, in character, it's a different thing. It's totally different. Completely and utterly divorced from what it was before. It's not the same religion, people. They have decided they're going to change. And however many remnant groups you want to form on the subject, you're not going to change that. You're not going to change the fact that the vast majority of the bishops and cardinals and the Pope themselves think this is the right thing to do. They think this is the right way to go. And you can't change this. We cannot change this. I applaud all attempts at preserving this religion, and I will support them. I will help them as much as I can. I will direct them. I will instruct them if I must. I will correct them if I must. I'm not one to settle, okay? I haven't clung to a dead religion out of belief in its goodness because I believe in doing the easy thing. No, I believe in doing the right thing. Pope Francis, there's a very noteworthy Catholic family who you should get in touch with, I think, who said something along the lines of, in Latin, but in English it translates to, "Let justice be done though the world perish." I like to think that's one of my personal mottos. But I don't know what your motto is. Suck dick for any price? I don't know what your motto is, man. I don't know what you think you're doing. I have no idea what you think you're doing. I really want to know what you thought how it was going to be perceived when you released a pop rock album. All these things going on today, you're releasing a pop rock gospel album. Charpentier, Thomas Louis de Victoria, Bach, Beethoven. Okay, well, those were Lutherans, but Haydn, Mozart, Guillaume de Machaut. Do these names mean anything to you? Or is it just something you happen to glance at in a history book in high school at some point, but you've just long since forgotten as being irrelevant to you and being foppish? Let me tell you something, buddy. We have standards for a reason, and you're ignoring them completely. You're selling out to the lowest common denominator, pop rock? Who even listens to that? Comment below if you listen to pop rock on a serious level. Let me know if you do. Friggin' Powerwolf makes better contemporary Catholic music than you. And your stupid album, your cheap, cheesy, gaudy piece of it, New Age garbage, they make better Catholic music than you do that's more contemporary, and they're not even being sincere. They're being ironic. I'm just in shock. I was ready for a lot of things, okay? And I put up with a lot of things at the start, but a pop rock album? That was really the beginning of me not liking you. I felt like I was defending you, and you just kept getting right back into trouble. People were making themselves look like idiots at family dinners, at formal engagements, in politics, in religious matters, trying to convert friends and family to save their souls, and you just couldn't help yourself from making them look like idiots. Why? Do you derive some joy out of making people look stupid? Do you derive some joy out of crushing people's hopes and dreams? Do you derive some sick, sadistic, motherfucking Mengele-level ecstasy out of destroying a 2,000-year-old institution? Do you and all your buddies just get up every morning excited to destroy this religion? Or do you sincerely think at this point you're doing good things? Do you sincerely think at this point you're making the right decisions? Do you? Is that it? Well, no. I got news for you. You're making the wrong decisions. Yeah, more Catholic than the Pope. I dare say I am, actually. I've never once considered celebrating the Reformation, unless we're celebrating the Counter-Reformation, unless we're celebrating Maximilian I of Bavaria's victory at White Mountain, unless we're celebrating the victory at the Battle of Nordlingen, unless we're celebrating the brilliant works of Francis de Sales. Unless we're celebrating the Baroque art movement that grew out of it in Spain and its artistic golden age and its literary golden age, yeah, I will definitely support that. I mean, yeah, let's get to it. If we're supporting, celebrating the brave witness of the martyrs, I will definitely do that. Oh, wait, no, we're letting squares be dedicated in the city of Rome to Martin Luther. I'm not sure what's more disgraceful, that the people of Italy want to dedicate a square to a man who wanted to sack their city, or the fact that the Vatican had zero objections. They even thought it was a good idea. They literally thought it was a good idea. Google it. If you don't believe me, this is the level we're at, people. This is where we are. And that's not all. That's not all. Oh, no. We're not done here, baby. I usually go an hour in these things when I get riled up like this. We're at the 18-minute mark, baby. So sit tight. You got around, I don't know, 42-something minutes left of me time. Actually, it's 52. But this is why I'm in a remedial math class. You've allowed the enemies of the church to grow bold. Your plan of being, the Vatican II plan of being outreaching and accommodating and irrevocably liberal has completely backfired in your faces finally, like we've all said it would. Nativism is making the serious rounds in American public discourse. It's rearing its ugly head. People who were taking this religion seriously thanks to the traditionalist conservative movement are now saying they will have nothing to do with it. That they will not join it. They're insulting it. They're buckling down on it. American conservatives are, for the first time ever, in I think a long time, on a mainstream level, going to the point where they are attacking the Catholic Church directly. Not just you, Frankie. You're safe in Rome. People like me are the ones who are going to suffer. People like my friends are the ones that's going to suffer. And let me tell you something, buddy. I'm used to this storm. I've been here before. If your plan is to give me up to these people, bring them on. Call me Hannibal Lecter, motherfucker, because I'm going to eat their liver with a nice bottle of Chianti. I'm ready, baby. I've been here before. It's good to get back in the action again on these points, because this is where people like me thrive. And for all that's worth it, I will not abandon sincere, faithful, though they be deluded by the conciliarist movement, I will not abandon them to be hung and burned because of the words of your sick, disgusting heresies. I won't do it. I won't leave them to die out there, because they're coming for me too. They're coming for all traditionalists, because we're the super Catholics. Even though we don't agree with the thing you say, all they got to see is these, and they're going to come for me. Anybody wants to beef with me for wearing this? Come at me, buddy. A lot of people, I'm willing to bet anyone's scarier than anyone watching this. I've tried to come at me. Yeah, I got a bit of a stutter when I get mad, but you know what doesn't miss? My right hand. That never misses. So let's get something really straight here. If this was your plan, fuck you. Fuck you and everything about you. Fuck your disgusting country. Fuck your ugly clothes. Fuck your ugly chair. Fuck your stupid pop rock album. And fuck everyone who has a nice thing to say about you. Because this is, at this point, undeniable, malevolent neglect. The British were guilty of benign neglect of their colonies. You have gone to the point of malevolence. You have given ammunition to the enemies of our religion, traditional or no. You've given over to them everything. You're going to send swarms of Catholics now, irrevocably, into their rut positions as in the Democratic Party. Why, I wonder? Is this the goal? To disenfranchise Catholicism? To make it a joke? Let me tell you something, buddy. This religion ain't a joke. You can take as many pickaxes to high altars as you want. You can paint over the mosaics. You can throw out the old chants. You can censor the religious orders. You can silence the voices of opposition. You can give us over to the wolves. You can do whatever you want. But let's make one thing absolutely clear here. You can't kill 2,000 years of history. It's already dead. It happened. It's done. It's never going anywhere, buddy. It is here to stay. It ain't going nowhere. It's not moving. You can't hurt it. You can't touch it. However much you hate it and despise it and shriek at it and shrill at it like a possessed harridan, you can't touch it. You can't get rid of it. You can't put it out. It's a fire that cannot be extinguished by human elements. Nothing that you do will get rid of it. You can't get rid of him. You can't get rid of that. You can't kill that. It's not alive. It's an idea. It's a soul. It's a spirit buried deep in the heart and mind of everyone who's ever taken the Eucharist. A love for this religion. A love for this faith. A love for this history. In the heart of every man who beats the blood of a Catholic, in the heart of every man who's ever lifted his eyes to God sincerely and to the saints for intercession, you can't kill that. You can't kill Lepanto. You can't kill Vienna. You can't kill Antioch. You can't kill Jerusalem. You can't kill Nordlingen. You can't kill Covadonga. You can't kill any of that, because it was never alive. It was up here. You can't kill death. You can't kill God. You can't do it. It's impossible. You want to make this religion a joke? You want to make me a joke? I'm the one that's going to have the last laugh. We're the ones that are going to have the last laugh. Because in the end, we won't go away. We won't. We're not going to let you take our religion and twist it. I'm done white knighting for you at this point. I'm done putting up with it. I'm done being nice about it. The gloves are officially 100% off. I'm not putting up with it anymore. I'm not putting up with this anymore. I wasn't before, but I'm definitely not now. Because I can put up with your heresies. I can combat those directly. I can combat all these things. But what I can't stomach is giving up your own flock to the wolves because you're a hired hand and a coward. You pontificated for military intervention against ISIS. So what? The Vatican's a major shareholder in Beretta. You people have more money than you know what to do with, and everybody here knows it. Buried in accounts somewhere in Italy. Buried in the private accounts of cardinals and bishops and everyone else in the world. The money's there. The tithes are there. It all has to go somewhere. Was it really beyond the scope of papal imagination now to create a private military company with the aims of supporting and protecting Christians in the Middle East? Was that just beyond your imagination? Was that beyond your conception? And lest anyone who calls me out on my zealous rhetoric, say that I too have struggled with faith. I have struggled mightily with this pontificate. It has caused me to lose my faith numerous times on a personal level. I will admit it. I have no shame in this, because I know it happens to everyone. It happens to all traditionalists, every single one. I know it does, and it's time we stop ignoring that. Because you're not alone. None of us are alone. We have an army down here, and we have an army up there. There is hope. There is a way out of this. There is a way forward. We just have to take it. It's going to be hard. It's going to require sacrifice. Some of us may go it alone for a very long time. Some of us may endure great personal sacrifice. But it's going to be worth it. You think I'm afraid to turn these people looking for us against you? I'm not. I'm not afraid to leave you up to them. I won't lose any sleep over it, Jorge. I won't lose an ounce. I'll point them in the direction of the people they need to go after. Because you, as far as I'm concerned, are as Catholic as Joel Osteen. But I will defend those who are sincere Catholics, who do not know, who are not willingly a part of this conspiracy. I will do what I can. And to answer the nativist qualms, I don't necessarily hate this country. I love its people. I love this place. We found this place first. I suggest you remember that. Catholics have been a part of this country's founding since the beginning, with the French, General Lafayette, Casimir Pulaski, Stephen Moylan, George Meade, the general who beat Lee when everyone thought he was unbeatable. Lots of them. We are not afraid of you. And we're done cowering from your sycophantic regime. I'm done cowering from your corruption and your chaos. I'm done identifying with it. I'm done putting up with it. And I'm not going to let you and your stupidity be the end of this religion and be the end of this faith. If it has to die with me, if truly no one will follow me in what I want to do, if it has to die with me, well, all right then.